Okay, on your test, which is next Tuesday, you're going to get all of the trig identities. You're going to get all the stuff we go over tomorrow and the unit circle. So you don't have to memorize anything. You just need to be able to apply it. So when you have a question like number 10, all right, let's think through what we did yesterday. I see a trig function squared and I see a trig function to the first power, correct? That's an indication that this is what kind of a problem? What kind of a problem is that an indication of? Factoring. Good. If you have a trig function squared and then another trig function that's to the first power, that's a factoring problem. So when you factor, guys, where do you want everything to be? On one side. I generally like the left side. So I'm going to rewrite this as secant squared x minus 2 tangent of x minus 4 equals 0. All right, we're always thinking algebraically. So right now, this says x squared minus 2y minus 4 equals 0. Can you factor when you have two different variables? No. So this is where we go to our trig identities. Look at your Pythagorean identities where something is squared. Is there something that I could change to match tangent? Whenever you have a factoring one, you always want to go to the middle. That's to the first power. What is secant squared equal to? Look at your trig identities, everybody. Don't just stare. Look at your identities. Ariana, tell us. What is secant squared equal to? 1 plus tangent. I'm going to replace this with 1 plus tangent squared. Why are we going to do that? Now you can factor. How can you factor? Because you have two trig functions that are the same. Is there any bit of combining like terms that I could do? 1 and the negative 4, good. So you guys are left right here with tangent squared x minus 2 tangent of x minus 4 equals 0. If this is still confusing to you and you're like, I just don't understand, how do we think with these problems? We should think how? Algebraically. So I'm going to rewrite this over here algebraically just so you can see it. Instead of tangent squared, I'm going to say x squared minus 2x, this should be a 3, minus 3 equals 0. Everybody in here can factor this. What are the factors of negative 3 that multiply to give you negative 3 but add to give you negative 2? Negative 3 and 1. Okay, so you would say, okay, I have x minus 3 and I have x plus 1 equals 0. And then you solve it, right? This is the exact same problem. Just instead of just x in the front of each parenthesis, what do you write? Tangent of x, tan x, the trig function, tan x. What did you tell me the two factors were? Minus 3 and positive 1. When you factor, guys, at this point, you would set each piece equal to 0. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to over here say tangent of x minus 3 equals 0. Tangent of x plus 1 equals 0. Solve the left. Tangent x equals positive 3. Solve the right. Tangent x equals what? Negative 1. Okay? So now we're at the point where we have to use our unit circle. What does tangent, when you have a point on the unit circle, what is tangent? What is it comprised of? What over what? Y over x. Guys, is there any place on the unit circle that you could take the y value, put it over the x, and get the whole number 3? No, so you just cross it off. So I look over here, y over x. Is there any place on the unit circle that you could take the y and put it over the x and get a negative 1? Where would that be? To get a negative 1. First of all, guys, how would you do division and get a 1 or a negative 1? It'd have to be the same number, correct? So say it again. 7 pi over 4. Where is that? Yep, 7 pi over 4. And where else? 3 pi over 4. Perfect. So you have x equals 7 pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. That's it. Always think algebraically. If you have a trig function squared and you have a trig function to the first power and they're both the same, move to one side and factor. If they're not the same, that means you can use your identity sheet and somehow convert them to be the same. Okay? The next one, then we'll be done. It says find all the solutions of cosine x plus 1. Cosine x plus 1 equals sine of x. All right. Let's talk about this problem. Same trig functions are different. They're different, okay? So it's not that I could move sine to one side and then just combine them, right? Is anything squared? No. So I can't like replace something with something else. So now it's kind of like, well, wait, what do I do? Well, let's think about this. When I had, I don't know, when you guys were verifying, say tangent of x or tangent whatever over 1 plus sine x. And we had to get rid of the denominator. What did you multiply by? The conjugate. Why did we multiply by the conjugate? What did that create? God bless you. When we multiplied by the conjugate, it created one of our Pythagorean identities, right? This is a special case. You guys probably won't see this much. I think there is 1 or 2 on your web assign. But when you start off with 2 different trig functions and it's attached to a plus or minus 1, this will always work if you square both sides, because you will create an identity. Let's square both sides. Just leave it as it is and square both sides. So on the left-hand side, what does that look like? Cosine x plus 1 squared. What is it? Cosine x plus 1 times what? Cosine x plus 1, okay? And then on the right-hand side, it's just sine squared x, right? You guys agree? Okay. So now let's multiply. What's cosine times cosine? Cosine squared, okay? Cosine times 1 is plus cosine of x. 1 times cosine is plus cosine of x. And then 1 times 1 is 1. And we still have equals sine squared x. Clean up the left-hand side. You have cosine squared x plus what? 2 cosine x plus 1 equals sine squared x. You guys are like, okay, well, what was the point of doing that? I still have sine squared on one side and cosine squared on the other side. Is there a relationship, guys, between cosine squared and sine squared? Yes. How can I rewrite sine squared? I can rewrite this as 1 minus cosine squared. Anytime you have something squared attached to a plus or minus 1, that's your Pythagorean identity. That's what you're trying to come to here. We see at the beginning, I have a trig function attached to a plus or minus 1, but it's not squared. That's your indication of, oh, let me square both sides and create an identity. So on this side, we have cosine squared x plus 2 cosine of x plus 1. What do you now notice about your equation right here? Same trig function on both sides. So if we have the same trig function, one is squared and one is not, that's a factoring problem, right? So let's just move everything to one side. So I'm going to subtract 1 and I'm going to add cosine squared. Whoops. So if I have 1 cosine squared plus 1 cosine squared, that gives me 2 cosine squareds, right? And then I have plus 2 cosine of x. And what happens with 1 minus 1? So equals 0. All right, let's think algebraically here. I have 2x squared plus 2x equals 0. Factor that. What do you take out of both? 2 what? 2x, and then I'm left with x plus 1. You guys agree? Okay, so look at in our cosines. What do we have in common? I can take a 2 cosine x out of both of them, and I'm left with cosine x plus 1 equals 0. Now that you've factored, what do you do with each piece that you factored? You set it equal to 0. So 2 cosine x equals 0. Cosine x plus 1 equals 0. How do I get cosine x on the left-hand side all by itself? Divide by 2. Good. So I have cosine x equals 0. On the right, what do I do? Minus 1. So you have cosine x equals negative 1. So now we go to our unit circle. Where do I look if I'm looking for cosine values? the x values. All right? X values. Where, guys, on your unit circle are the x values 0? Pi over 2 and? Perfect. Pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. All right, now look at your unit circle. Where on the unit circle are x values? -1. Where? Tell me where. Where are the values -1? At just pi, okay? So here are your answers. You've got to be able to think algebraically. Don't get confused just because it says trig functions. If the trig functions are all the same, one is squared, one is not, move everything to one side and factor it. Rewrite it with variables if you want to, and then put the trig functions in at the end. Then just put the trig functions in at the end. So what you guys can do now, you have plenty of time. Work on the web assign. Talk to each other. Ask me questions. You should be able to turn it in before you leave here today.